The top qualifier out of North Baltimore will be in lane number 4. And what a career he has had already. Youngest Olympian at the age of 15 all the way back at the Sydney Olympics in 2000, won 6 gold medals in Athens. And then, as no one like him ever before, a perfect 8 for 8 in Beijing, the most gold medals ever at a single Olympic Games. And he is probably happier than anybody else that the calendar has turned over to the Olympic year.
There's no question about that.
Jack Brown in lane 1 out of the University of Missouri. Russell Payne from the Santa Clara Swim Club, produced so many Olympians through the decades, will be in lane 2. Alex Wold, also out of Santa Clara, the 24-year-old, will be in lane 3. There is Michael Phelps. How much work has he done and will he have to do to get ready once again for the London Olympics? Connor Dwyer, 23-year-old, listed as a real up-and-comer. He was the second fastest qualifier. Robert Margalis won the national championship last year, notably without Phelps and Lochte. Andrew Ford will be in lane 7 representing Canada. And another Canadian, Alec Page, will be at the bottom of the pool in lane 8. Now, Michael Phelps isn't going to swim this event. By all reports, he's said it time and again. Why not take him at his word? He's not going to swim this event at the Olympic Games. Why is he swimming it in Austin, Texas?
You know, if he wins, that's the first question that we should ask him, Paul. Because I want to know why he's swimming it as well. Obviously, the first thought that comes into your mind, it's because it's a great training tool. It helps in training. He swims a lot of events. Even if he doesn't swim this 400 IM, he'll swim 7 events, most likely. If you think about this for a second, the 200 freestyle, the 200 IM, the 100 and 200 butterfly, that's 4 individual events. You put 3 relays, that's still 7 events. So he's going to have a busy program. If he doesn't swim 17 times in London, like he did in Beijing, he'll swim 15 times. That's still a lot of times to swim. So this can help prepare him for that just a little bit. But I still think in the back of my mind, I think he thinks he can swim this, and I think he thinks he can win this. Maybe he doesn't want to. I mean, that's the big question. I don't think he necessarily wants to. He doesn't like it. It's the first event of the program, so it's tough to kind of come back and swim fast after that. But he did it once.
Michael Phelps turns first, a 100-meter butterfly, 56.67 now to the backstroke, and already with a body length lead and then some.
Well, he's certainly going for it based off of what he did in the prelims, and the prelims don't really tell much from Michael Phelps, but he's 2 seconds faster than in what he went this morning in prelims, so he's looking very solid now. He's always got such a great backstroke, world-class backstroke. You see the rotation from the base of the hips, as I said earlier. He just got that great deep catch behind him. He keeps that kick in line, that good dolphin kick that I think is going to get better and better as we head into the summer. You see that scruff on his chin right there. You know, he's going to have that call cut off, so he's going to rise a little bit higher. He's going to have a lot more snap in his stroke as we get to the summer. But boy, look at what he's done so far. I like it. I like seeing this from Michael Phelps, but because I think that plants a seed in his mind. Hey, look what I'm doing to everybody. I think I can still swim this.
And Michael Phelps has stuck with his plan with his longtime coach, Bob Bowman. They've been together since Phelps was 11 years of age, and there's no question that there was a plan for the period 4 long years from Beijing to London. There is only so much one person can do day in, day out. And this next 4 or 5 months is just going to be so interesting to see what Phelps and Lochte and Missy Franklin, among so many others, and then of course the international swimmers, the times they're putting up going into London.
Yeah, and this is interesting because Bob Bowman, Michael's coach, is one that said, hey, listen, after Beijing, you never have to swim it again. Don't worry about it, I'm not going to make you swim it again. But I wouldn't be surprised maybe if he had a little bet going with Bob to say, hey, this is what I need to do to prove to you I don't want to swim this anymore. It may be really fast, it may be really slow, but boy, look what he's doing. And remember, we said at the very top of the broadcast, some of the very best swimmers in the United States and the world are here in this 400 IM. Ryan Lochte is not. Tyler Clary is not. But right now, Michael Phelps, I think at this point, would be beating both of those guys. He is putting in a tremendous swim. He was 2:02 at the 200. That's about 4 seconds faster than he went in prelims. 3:16.3 there.
Michael Phelps
5 seconds faster.
a huge lead and turning for home. This is really an impressive swim. Given where he is in his training cycle, you mentioned the scruffy beard. I mean, he is training. He probably trained hard today already and is coming back with a masterful swim.
There's always something about an Olympic year that brings the best out in the greatest Olympic athletes, and obviously Michael, the greatest of them all. I think the Olympic Games is what he swims for now. He doesn't swim for the Pan Pacific Championships. He doesn't swim for the World Championship. He swims for the Olympic Games. He knows his body so well. He's very mature. Go back to all the way, he's always about the Olympic performance, Paul. You go all the way back to when he was 15 years of age in 2000 in Sydney. He's proven it time and time and again in the last 3 Olympic Games.
Just a magnificent swim, 400-meter individual medley for the 2-time defending Olympic champion Michael Phelps. And what is the time? Not particularly fast, well off his world record, of course, but still, what a demanding and commanding swim by the world record holder.
Well, that first 300 was about as good as I've seen Michael at the point of his training is right now. I mean, look at this butterfly stroke. He just rides that body position right along the surface. Butterfly, such a leg-driven stroke, and he really had perfected that. Nice loose recovery here. Look at the 200 turn, Paul, how big of a lead he has built between himself and the rest of this world-class field. And I think as we head into the 300, I think he ends up shutting it down. The breaststroke is a stroke that he just has perfected so well. He's gotten so much better at in his career. Time and again, I've talked about his breaststroke and his finish. He didn't have anybody pushing him. I don't think he was at his best the last 100 on purpose. I don't think he died. I think he just ended up shutting it down.
Well, I agree with you, and you would certainly know best. He had a commanding lead. He knows that he swam the first 300 at a very, very high level, and then probably just shut it down. He had the race won, and Michael Phelps 4:16.95. We hopefully will get a chance. We've solved our technical issues and get a chance to visit with Michael. And I was saying it partly in jest, but partly absolutely seriously. And Michael Phelps joins us now. I think, Michael, more than any swimmer in the world, you were glad that the year turned over to 2012. Would that be an understatement?
You know, it's good for me to be into this year. You know, I'm excited, and you know, taking one step into 2012, I think is definitely you know, going to make this year more fun, more exciting, and the Olympic trials are going to be here before we know it. So I mean, yeah, I'm out of breath a little bit, so give me a second to try to recover some thoughts here.
Well, Michael, this is Rowdy. I know how much you love that event.
Yeah, right.
You really like that 400 IM. But the question, I know in 2008 you said, no way, I'm not going to swim that event again. But boy, you look so good, especially that first 300, and I think you shut it down the last 100. But
oh, I didn't shut it down, that's for sure.
I mean, you look like you were in cruise control that last 100, but you look so good that first 300. No thoughts at all. You're not swimming this event this summer. I guess that's more of a question than a statement.
I mean, you know, that's what we've said, and you know, I mean, I could say I'm not swimming a lot of events, and I'm really not sure what we're going to swim. I would like to not go through the pain that I just went through again, but if it's something that is appropriate, then maybe. But I mean, you know, for me, being able to come in and just go, you know, I said if we were under 420, that would be I guess a respectable time, and I'm definitely really, really pleased with that.
Michael, last question again. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. You know, through the years, you have taken what other people have said and used it very effectively as motivation. 16 times an Olympic medalist, 14 gold medals, and people are saying, hey, maybe Michael Phelps is a little bit vulnerable. Do you almost like hearing that in some way?
Whatever anybody says, I always love hearing. You know, that's something that is always something that's going to fire me up, and you know, like I said, I've welcomed that throughout my career, and I still will welcome all the comments, bring them on. It's going to help me and help me hopefully swim faster in the coming years.
Michael, congratulations on a great swim, and again, we really thank you for spending some time with us. And for all of your hopeful competitors, stay off the Twitterverse. It could get you in real trouble. Next up, teen sensation Missy Franklin.